Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking, events occur, and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. And, as always, we keep you updated on the Anambra State gubernatorial election. And just during the weekend, the Anambra State held their by-elections, which, of course, ended in a quick, clean sweep for ABGA. Well, joining us this morning, to give us more insight and give us more information on how that went and, the general situation ahead of the elections is Alex Ejindu, public affairs analyst. Good morning, Alex. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, my sister. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good morning, Alex.
Good morning.
All right. Now, first of all, give us, a general overview of what's happening in Anambra State. I mean, following the by-elections that just held over the weekend. So just tell us generally, what is it looking like in Anambra State right now?
The election has come and gone. It was a transactional election. Open purchase of vote, especially by the Afghan leading government. They don't hide it. I'm even suggesting that we include vote buying in the electoral process by law in Nigeria. It was done openly, offering 10,000 naira per vote, offering 15,000 and above. It was a transactional election and it was peaceful anywhere because everybody got what he needed. So the election has come and gone, and the winners have been declared.
Okay, so Mr. Alex, tell me, what was the security situation on the day of the election, and currently, what is the security situation in Anambra State?
During the election, there was a very organized security system. There was no too much conflict because the deal was favoring people that came out to vote. When you don't have 2,000 naira in your house and somebody offered to give you 15,000 for you just to cast a vote, most people are hungry. So the election wasn't full of crisis anyway. It was a transactional one, and people enjoyed it. At least they can go home and feed themselves properly well for that day. That's the kind of Nigeria we find ourselves in.
Yes, it's quite sad from what you've said, about the vote buying and giving money and all of that stuff. But is that what we're going to expect in November? I mean, if it's already turning out like this in the by-elections, what then should we expect when it's time for the elections in November?
It may not be exactly like that because when it comes to all consulting election in all the wards, there will be vote buying, but may not be determinant of the winning of the election. All I know is that it has always been this way. People that have money always bring out their money to influence voting. That's always like that system, especially down here in the East. We can't say that it is a part of election. Once you come out for election, you prepare for the worst. If you cannot give them, either you join or you fizzle out and get out of the system. Now, INEC is not ready yet to change the system. The law enforcement agents are not even ready yet to do their job. If you cannot beat them, either you get out of the way or you join them. That's the system in Nigeria. I don't know what else to say.
Okay, now we know that in Nigeria, a lot of Nigerians now they have this apathy in getting involved in the electoral process. In Anambra, what would you say was the turnout? Was there a large number of participation, or was there, voter apathy involved?
At least less than 20, at most less than 20 voters came out. Less than 20%. It's not even up to, let me consider it, less than 15% of registered voters that are supposed to vote came out. And the election was conducted. It was easy for the money back to do their business and get what they want. So it is like that. It is like that. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing more you can do. All I know that when security operatives are compromised, INEC is always what it is. They are compromised. Sometimes even by no opponent over, especially the polling agent. Now you can keep quiet. I will make you happy. Somebody who doesn't have good 20,000 in his pocket, if you give him 100,000, he will keep quiet. That's the system here. It must be changed if Nigeria must move forward. There must be change if this possible must move forward. We are hoping that the change minister of our president will make the difference. But he has even forgotten what is it called? His mission of bringing change to the system. He has forgotten it a long time ago. He's just playing the ball according to whatever rules he dictates.
All right, now let's look at ABGA's resurgence. Now, before this by-election took place, I mean, in the previous conversations we've had, there has been some type of disillusion with the incumbent governor and his performance so far, and speculations that he might not really have the hearts of the people of Anambra, and when it comes to voting for him or his party. And now seeing that the party ABGA seemed to have pulled through during the by-election, and he openly said something about ADC and Labour Party, he used the word dead, in Anambra State politics after their poor outing. So would you say that ABGA is, gaining ground now, particularly in the grassroots areas in Anambra State?
Plays the pipe and he tells the tune. He has every fund. He has every fund available to him. He does what he wants with his money. What I know is that there will be contest by November. The masses are not being carried along, except very few that are close to him. You can see bullying here and there from his security operatives. You can see bullying from here and there from his task force on transportation. People are not happy and comfortable with the leadership style of a professor, where wrongs are used to implement policies. I don't know. All I know that there will be election in Anambra State. Everybody should prepare his arsenal, prepare his all his strategies and forces to come up into the field and do the magic. All I know, he has influence. He has advantage of being an incumbent. If you win, to clap for him. But all I know is that there will be contest. Others are strategizing. Dr. Moralo is making his effort. All I know, Labour Party is not gone yet. APC has his strength. There will be contest. You don't just use what happened on Saturday in an environment to rate the entire election. There will be a contest, there will be an election, and a winner will emerge.
So now, seeing that a few women participated in the by-elections, women like Ifoma Azikiwe and Justina Azuka, what would you say that connotes concerning women being in power? What would you say? Did they get the support that they needed, or were they marginalized, so to say?
Women are not marginalized in politics. They have the inferiority complex of coming out in full force. If they can stand in an election, I will personally prefer a woman to me, considering what we are seeing all through from men. I will consider a woman to me, both in House of Assembly and even as a governor. They may have reason enough, they will have transparency, they will be transparent enough, they will be accountable much more than the men. The election of Saturday was peaceful. After using their strength to outweigh the other parties, this woman is popular, but she doesn't have the means. And people are hungry and they need such support from anywhere they can. They have to using their influence, using their strength to perform that way the other person. The woman has been declared already and congratulated for his winning and nothing else.
All right. Now, there has been some allegations flying about intimidation, and just like you mentioned earlier, which you also spoke about, the vote buying situation. And so this, raises the issue of fairness when it comes to election and electoral processes. Now, in your opinion, I'd like to know, how confident are you that INEC can guarantee a credible governorship election in Anambra, especially given what just happened in the by-elections?
I have totally lost hope in the system. INEC is not living up to expectation. It's not playing according to the rules. They are playing according to the rule of their pocket. There's nothing we can do about it. The system in Nigeria is bad. We have failed system here and there. Judiciary, you can see what is happening there, it failed already. Politicians have always failed because during a campaign they will make all promises, as soon as they get into there, they forget all their promises. So failure is their name. Civil servants, you can see what they do. Even university system, you can see what is happening there. Nigeria refused to find a leader that will redirect the channel of progress in the country. I don't know this, why Nigeria should not be the courageous enough to pick a leader. Somebody is coming out, offering himself to redirect the development and progress of this country. And they are using sentimental religious and tribal sentiments to destroy the man that is selfless, who wants to come and direct operations in this country. This country. I don't know. The system has failed. Almost all in all sectors of life. Check it now. You are a Nigerian. What is going on for us? Is it the judiciary? Is it the National House of Assembly? What is this? Well, there was nothing. So the entire system, I don't know if there is hope. I don't blame INEC alone because INEC is part of the system. They will not bring people from heaven to run this system. It must be Nigerians who are already, influenced to be upright.
So now we actually want to know the party performance and how the other parties that lost in the by-elections took the result. So we want to know, did they accept it, or are we envisaging lawsuits? What is going to come up after now?
My own advice for some of them to go back and strategize for another election. are you going to go to get justice for husband? I want me to state here openly that it is a rational thing. You don't have hope on things like that. You still fail. You go back and repeat yourself. This is politics. Until the system is right, nothing will go right. It is simple. This is a system that is already down. Everybody is pursuing his personal goal. Corporate responsibility, corporate goals are next second zero. Everybody is pursuing personal goals, personal ambitions and personal interest, and you want the system to be right. There must be a direction. Not this kind of people who have an authority that will direct our path to right. There must be somebody else that will direct our path. In fact, not to see what is happening. When federal government is now budgeting to begin to build a motor park, which is supposed to be done by local government, budgeting 26 billion naira for each park. Don't you see what is happening in Nigeria? The thing has failed, and they refuse to liberalize Nigeria so that each state will search for itself and pay tax for the federal. If you don't give power to the state, give power to the region, and expect to control the entire nation from one spot, Abuja, Atorok, it will be like this. People will pursue their interest.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ejindu. We'll still continue to keep in touch for more updates on the Anambra elections as we draw closer to November. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, my Nigerians.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking. Events occur and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.